Morning. I am coming on with a new project introduction for you guys. We are going to use the same salt dough that we use to make the clay faces to make some clay mobiles or wind chimes, whatever you want to call them. So we're going to be focusing on texture and shape for this project, and I've gathered a whole lot of inspiration for you guys. I am going to go through the inspiration in this video, but also I'm attaching this inspiration board to your Google Classroom assignment so that you have it to look at. So like I said, the two things we're going to focus on for this assignment are texture and shape. And you'll see that every piece of inspiration that I've gathered for you guys has those two things in mind, okay? All of these things are possible with the materials that we've been using. So the salt dough, and then you'll need to find a stick of some sort, which I'm sure you can find in your back or front yard, or if you go take a walk somewhere. And then some string. I don't care what kind of string it is. I'm going to find whatever I have laying around my house. It could be whatever color. You don't have to buy anything unless you want to. Okay. I am encouraging you for this to make something that you actually want to make to display somewhere in your house, maybe in your room or maybe outside. As with everything, whenever I give you guys a project, I try to make it so that you can make something that you actually want to keep and have. Here we go. All right. So if you look through this board here, you can see I've saved a lot of images with different shapes and different textures. We're going to be using objects to create texture onto the clay, and I'm going to go over that in total in another video. But you can see that I've used I've saved some with natural textures where a leaf or a flower was pressed into the clay to create the texture. Some of them are textured in that, let's see if this will load, toothpick or something was pressed into the clay. So there's a bunch of different options as far as creating texture in your clay. This one is done with lace. You can see there's all different shape options. I like that this one has texture on it, but then it was rolled up, has this piece at the top to hold them together. This one's kind of like an owl. Okay, texture using whatever you have around your house. We'll talk about that in another video, okay? Feathers, all different shapes, okay? Leaves, geometric shapes with texture, natural shapes with texture. Some of them using this one here that's moving around, using multiple sticks. I think those are like driftwood sticks. So if you've been to the beach, you can do sort of this beachy vibe. But I thought that these would be really cool and sort of simple for you guys to be able to accomplish at home with the materials that you have. And then there's all these different styles that you can draw inspiration from. So like I said, this board is attached to your Google Classroom assignment. And all you need to do to check off this assignment after you've watched this video is to use this inspiration that I've given you and create a sketch in pencil. You don't have to use color. If you want to, you can. Create a sketch based off of the inspiration images. So I do not want you to copy completely anything that's on this inspiration board. I want you to draw your own image, come up with your own idea, but you can use these images as your inspiration. You can take an idea from here and there and mix it together to make it your own, okay? And of course, as always, when you are making your sketch, you're thinking about how you're going to accomplish your sketch, okay? So draw something based off of your means, what you have available to you to be able to make this with. Okay, so I'm just going to, let's see, I'm going to expand this so that you just see me. And I have my little sketchbook here. So you can see that it's a little backwards, but I just made a quick pencil sketch of what I want to make. So I have a stick. It's sort of like a unique shaped stick, you know, one that has like a little letter Y. I'll go out on a walk and I'll find that to be able to use because I want my sculpture to have some depth to it. I don't want it to be flat against the wall. I want it to come out a little bit. And then my sketch is using leaves. So I will find leaves and I will print them into the clay for their texture. And then I will cut the leaves out based off of the shape of that actual leaf. So again, I'm thinking about shape and texture. Those are our two like principles and elements of design that we are using in this project. And then I've labeled my sketch. You can see like I labeled this as a stick, and then there's some twine there, and then these are clay leaves. Okay, I didn't use color. You don't have to, but you can think about color now if you want to. But again, I want you to think about it in terms of what you have available to you. So if you don't have any paint, then don't color it in as if you're going to use paint. Maybe you're going to use food dye to dye the clay first before you build it. And maybe you're going to use coffee to color it. Maybe, you know, you have your own idea about what you're going to use for color. So you don't have to include color in this sketch. You can if you want to. Okay, so again, this assignment is to create a mobile using texture and shape, a sketch, okay? I'm looking forward to seeing your sketches. If you have any questions, please reach out.